Hey kittens! Silver here with Sahara, the White Tiger by Douglas Cuddle Toys. And today I wanted to do a collection video just to give you a little break from the unboxings for a bit. So a while back I had uploaded a video that showed off all my tigers. The sort of like the Bengal tigers, the sort of conventionally colored orange tigers. So today I thought I would show off my white tigers, which I actually have a bit more of than I do of the typical Bengal tiger. So I started it off with Sahara because she's probably arguably my favorite white tiger out of all of the ones I've collected so far. She was also a gift from one of my best friends, Stacy, so that makes her extra special. But she was made by the Douglas Cuddle Toys Company and is one of the deluxe line, as you can see from her tag here. So she's extremely floppy, really soft, and just a really endearing face. Really sweet. Now, she is not the only Douglas Cuddle Toys tiger I own. I also happen to have Tonga, who's a much older white tiger who's very difficult to find these days. I believe Tonga was manufactured sometime in the early 2000s, I want to say. I'm not sure of the exact date. I'm not sure either if there's a date on her tag here. Oop. I don't think there is though, but anyhow, Tonga is definitely one of those very difficult to find retired Douglas plush. And with a really very unique look. It has sort of more of like almost a teddy bear appearance, I think. Not going so much for realism, but for the sweet factor, Tonga definitely has an edge. She is really soft and squishy. She's made from a high quality material like Douglas Cuddle Toys typically are. And she also has a very soft plush nose, which feels more like minky than anything else. And she's got her blue eyes, and her striping is more on the lighter side, sort of a light gray more so than a black. So that's Tonga. And then next we have some SOS tigers. So I have a little family of classic SOS tigers. So this would be the smallest one in the group. This one is about, I would say maybe 8 inches or so in length, and has some really nice airbrush markings, which hopefully will show up on camera. They're sort of like a kind of a yellowish color. You can see above her eyebrows there, and there's some down her back. And she's filled with beans and is very squishy. I got her directly from the former owner of the SOS company. So she's actually a sample plush, which is why she doesn't have tush tag or hang tags despite her being brand new. She's got a little little thread mouth and little whisker follicles, and also with the blue eyes, which really all white tiger plushies have that I've seen. So that's the littlest one in the family. Then the next size up would be the medium cub. And this one I actually purchased independently, just because the one that the company gave me was a little bit off. This one ended up having a perfect face. Still had the hang tag and the little chest tag as well, which not all the SOS classics have. I think later versions maybe just only had a hang tag, but this one has the little kind of like a felt or some kind of fabric that was made of. And this one's approximately 12 inches in length. There's her tush tag, and sort of more sparse striping, I guess you say. Not so many, not so inundated with stripes, but she also does have that same airbrush marking, that sort of orangey yellowish color. across her forehead, and you can kind of see it on either side of that white ruff on either side of her face. And there's also some down her back. And again, this one I was so happy with the face. I believe I bought her off of Amazon from a seller called Plush. And I was just really happy with just how well proportioned she was and how sweet the face was. And then lastly, I have the, where is it? Oh, I think I actually, let me see, I neglected to grab him. There was actually a 12-inch white tiger as well, so let me just pause for a second. Okay, so this was the 18-inch white tiger by SOS. This one is about 18 inches. I think I might have said that. I might have repeated myself there, but anyway. So this one definitely has a unique look from my other white tigers, just because the face is sort of differently proportioned. It also has the fabric nose, sort of like a very soft felt, and you can see the airbrush markings for the nostrils, and a very highly detailed, sort of more stylized, I guess you might say. Again, this one has probably even more airbrush markings than the smaller ones. You could see on the ends of the legs where they meet the paws, and on the sides of her face. Some really intricate striping on her face as well. Or his, I'm not sure. I never actually did settle on a gender for for most of these plush. But very soft and floppy, as you could probably tell. And this one was also a sample plush. But really beautiful. And this one also has the black behind the ears, which the medium-sized one does as well. Actually, all three of them have that. The Douglas white tigers do not have that. All right, so we're gonna get kind of crowded here, so I'm just gonna, let me stack these guys up a little bit if I can. Now the next one was actually sort of like a copycat of the large SOS white tiger, which I bought probably, oh, I don't know, a couple years back when I thought that I would never be able to get an SOS large white tiger. So this is the Arc Toys white tiger, part of their premier collection. So again, this one is about 18 inches. Let me move these guys out of the way a little bit so you can get the full scale of her. So yep, she's about 18 inches, and then a few extra inches for the tail. And she has blue eyes as well, and she has those kind of those sleepy looking lids. She's kind of got a permanent mellow going on. But again, really soft, quite floppy as well, and a nice big size. Well, actually the paws aren't really all that weighted. The front paws don't really feel like they have beans. No, actually I don't think there are beans in this plush at all, but it's a nice squishy material. Oh no, there are some beans in the butt. So that's her, and she also has her pink plastic nose, and the little fluff under the chin, and the little short mane. So now I have two versions of the 18-inch SOS white tiger. So this was the earlier version I'm going to show you next. So this one I got on eBay probably maybe 2 years or so ago. And this was the earlier version. So she is markedly different from the later version, which I'll just bring up right now so you can have a side-by-side comparison. So this is the Arc Toys one, and this is SOS, so you can definitely see a noticeable difference in the way that the faces look. She does also have the blue eyes, probably a tad brighter than the Arctoys one. She does also have the eyelids, but not quite as low as the Arctoys one has. But they actually are both made from a fabric of some kind. So definitely a similar design. And this one also has sort of a darker pink nose, whereas this one is a little bit lighter. Oh, it's getting, my lighting is going dark here. Okay, so now lastly, I have the newer version of the SOS White Tiger. And this one is probably the most realistic out of all the white tigers in my collection. Ooh, running out of space here, something fierce. So this one was brand new that I got her from the Liasco owner again. She was one of the earlier ones that I ended up snagging, and was very, very surprised to have the opportunity to find her. And as you can see, they all also have these sort of airbrush markings on the toes, I guess to signify the claws. You know what, I'm probably gonna have to move these because they are taking up so much room. I underestimated just how much room I would need to show them all, but so that's the 3 of them, and they're all approximately the same size. They're all 18 inches, and they are all sort of various levels of floppy, pretty similar. I would say the older SOS is probably a little bit floppier just because, well, I don't know if it was designed that way or if it was because it was pre-owned and pre-loved a bit. So this one I would say is, has a little bit more flop to it. And actually the newer version of the White Tiger has the plastic whiskers where the old one does not. And again, you see the different, slightly different nose color, but similar airbrush markings. And the striping is pretty much identical on these from what I can see. And they have the darker black stripes. With the Arctoys one, I think the stripes are just, yeah, a little bit more faded almost. And then you can see the classics have the thinner white stripes. So yeah, you kind of get a look at all the different pattern variations each one of these plush has. And this one also does have the eyelids as well, but they're kind of more of a, they're sort of, I guess, more painted. I don't know if I want to say painted or, but they're not fabric, they're just part of the eye itself. And they're a little bit more subtle, so you don't really notice them as much because they kind of blend in with the light blue color of the eye. So that is my White Tiger collection. There they all are. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing my little group of tigers, and I will be back again with some more plush goodness for you very soon. Bye everybody.